The response from some in the Republican Party is that had the Bush doctrine, which held that if you were a terrorism-sponsoring state with weapons of mass destruction, we would do what we could, including invade, to make sure you didn't injure America, that doctrine, in fact, made the problem worse. Do you think it did?
I don't think that's just a simplistic criticism. There's no perfect answers in foreign policy. Oftentimes in foreign policy, you are left between two less than ideal choices. But if you want to speculate for a moment, and we don't know, but if Saddam Hussein was still in Iraq, you may not have an ISIL, you might. We don't know if Saddam Hussein would have gone the way of the Arab Spring. We don't know what would have happened because he didn't exactly was a popular guy. I mean, he could very well have himself been vulnerable to what happened in Egypt or in Libya. But beyond it, you wouldn't just have Iran pursuing a nuclear weapon now. You'd have Iran and Iraq, because there's no way there was going to be an Iranian bomb without an Iraqi bomb. So you could potentially have not one but two countries chasing towards a nuclear weapon in the way it happened with Pakistan and India. So we don't know, but I can just say that I think the world's a better place without Saddam Hussein in power. Now, the result in Iraq has been a mess because they have deep divisions between Shia and Sunni and so forth.
And we did not keep our status of forces agreement either.
Well, I mean, that contributed to it, there's no doubt. But look, what we have learned, here's a lesson we have learned. When there are vast ungoverned spaces, terrorists step into that, whether it's in Libya or Afghanistan before 9/11 or Iraq and Syria now. Terrorists and terrorist organizations with ambitions to strike the homeland of the United States need a place to operate from where they are safe. And if you provide them these havens, whether it's in Iraq or in Syria, you will get hit. It's just a matter of time. And it's not a question of if, but when. And the more, I think that what ISIL is trying to set up in Iraq is even more dangerous than what al-Qaeda had in Afghanistan before 9/11.
Now, if Senator Clinton goes through and runs, and either you or another Republican are challenging her, do you fear foreign policy?
I would ask her the question I would ask her now, and that is, you were the Secretary of State during the first 4 years of the Obama administration. Name one significant foreign policy achievement now or after you left.
She'd say Burma, but Nicholas Kristof said there's a genocide going on in Burma.
I mean, I don't think Burma could be held up as a place where great progress has been made, and quite frankly, geopolitically speaking, it's like, suppose if it works out, it's a good news story, but how does that compare to some of the major challenges? The reset with Russia has been a disaster. The Middle East is more unstable today than it's been in I don't know when, but certainly, and that's saying a lot. Our relationships in Latin America and democracy has deteriorated in Latin America. The Chinese are increasingly aggressive. Our partners around the world view us as less reliable. Where is there one thing they've done successfully?
Agreed. Could you beat her? 10 seconds?
I think, and multiple people could beat her. Hillary Clinton's not unbeatable. On the contrary.